everybody, and welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday night, isn't it? Friday evening. It's Friday, yeah. It's Saturday, Sunday. Whoop. What's that dad dancing there I'm doing? It's Friday, yeah. It's Saturday, Sunday. Whoop. It's Friday, yeah. That's about all I do now. That's about all I used to have the moves back in the day. At least I think I did. I certainly don't now. Anyway, you don't need to see me dance. You haven't come here to see that. You have come for the final weekday show. It is a masterclass. It's going to be focusing on some amazing collections. Lots of Nature's Gardens collections coming up over the course of the show. Before we get into it, though, don't forget our spring sale continues on the website. There is, well, officially 70% off, up to 70% off. But you will find when you click on that little spring sale logo on the homepage, you will find selected lines of up to 80% off. Also on the web, of course, National Craft Month continues. That basically get to the homepage, have a good click around. There are deals upon deals upon deals. And the other thing I must just tell you is that we spanned the wheel this morning, our wheel deal. In fact, there it is, and you'll see that it landed on 15% off. Now, this is amazing because not only have you got all of the deals on the website, the spring sale deals with up to 70, 80% off, you can have another 15% off those deals until midnight tonight. Here you go. It's the same code that we had on Wednesday because we had 15% off on Wednesday. That's where it landed. It's landed on 15% again. So the code you need to be using is Spring Sale 15. Use that at checkout and you'll get an extra discount. So the discount we've already given you, plus your Club Inspired discount, plus an extra 15% off means that we are practically giving away items today. So do have a look. That 15% off runs until midnight wherever you are, and then we go into a sort of a bit of a limbo period, if you like, until that wheel is spun again tomorrow. Could be 15% off again, could be a free gift, could be triple points, could be double points. Oh, who knows? You'll have to join Lily tomorrow morning on Play Your Crafts Right to find out where that is going to land. And talking to Lily, she is my crafty partner in crime over the course of the next couple of hours. She's here. She's over the other side of the studio. She's like a coiled spring, ready to go. The guys in the gallery are chanting her name. It is the lovely Lily. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I feel like after I've been my name chanted, I need to storm through the door. I need to have some sort of costume on, wrestling style.
Yeah. Smoke machine.
Unfortunately, we don't have that on this Friday night, but we do have lots of fabulous Nature's Garden products to share with you. It's going to be an absolute cracking masterclass. I say it time and time again. I love Nature's Garden collections. There's just so many crafty goodies that we can get playing with. And we've got, I'd say, quite a varied mix of different sorts of ranges on tonight's show. We've got something super fun with our gnomes. We've got that gorgeous wisteria collection that we're going to be taking a look at first. And we've got all sorts of other bits besides and amazing savings. There's stuff on this show where you can be saving 70%. We're talking like a couple of quid. So if you want to bag a bargain on this Friday night, maybe it's been a long, tough week and you just think, do you know what? I want to treat myself. I want to get a few new crafty goodies to arrive in the next few weeks, and this is going to be the show for you. So I hope you can sit back, relax, get shopping and join us for the full 2 hours. It's going to be an absolute fabulous show. If
we could sort out some music for you when you walked in, like, you know, what would your entrance theme be as you burst into the studio? Here's a topic of discussion. Like, what would your entrance music be? Like, you know, as you sort of burst into your craft, and what would yours be?
I feel like it needs to be Rocky. I do. I love the Rocky thing.
Rocky? What?
Rocky, yeah. No, yeah, I feel like I need a pink sparkly cape, right. maybe leopard print. Yeah, it's storm into the studios. Smoke, yeah, pink smoke. It's got to be all pink and glittery.
Pyros, pink and purple pyros.
Yeah, like the confetti machines, but with glitter coming out. I mean, it'd be not fun to tidy up. I'm sorry, John and Tracy and Jake. You'd have to tidy up afterwards, but it's a nice idea anyway.
Yeah, I think we should maybe look at that for you know, in have a wrestling night, says Johnny. I think in future it could be the way to go. You know, to have our own music.
Yeah.
Let us know what yours would be in the in the comments. Let's say hello. We've got Grace on the socials tonight. Hello, Alicia says good afternoon and greetings from Arkansas. I hope everyone is doing great. We are. I'm loving my glitter paste showstopper I got a couple of days ago. Olga's in saying hello, crafty peeps. This is where you can get in touch, by the way, bottom of your screen. Pamela Greenidge is in. Betty Weaver's in from Idaho. Teresa Campbell sends a wavy emoji. Karen Knight says hi from Alabama. Hadassah says hello again, my crafty peeps, from a rainy Kentucky afternoon. Christina Clark says hey peeps. Hey.
Hey.
Michelle is in saying good afternoon all. Afternoon. Hello from upstate New York, says Beth Valone. Terry Anderson is in from Ohio.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Clarice is in from South Carolina. Denise says, cannot wait to see what Lily and Ben have for us. Oh, we've got loads up our sleeves this evening. Linda's in from Dudley. Cassie-Ann joins us. Lois is in from Ohio. Nefertiti's in. Roseanne's in from Massachusetts, saying hello to Lily, Ben, the wonderful CTV team, and all my fellow crafties. Still in the building this evening, the late night crew holding the fort here. We've got Tracy. She's wandering the corridors. And also, no, because I say it like that because I always say it about Jake, don't I? It's just like wandering up and down. She's working very hard behind the scenes. And also working middle of the road sort of hard in the gallery this evening. It's Johnny and George. Hey, let's. Hello to Lakieta. Hello, Nikoni. He says, hey. Hello, Gentile Lily.
Oh.
And legendary Ben.
Oh.
Have you ever been there? What did you say there, Johnny? Johnny just went, that's a bit far. No, I'll take legendary status. Gentile, apparently.
Yeah, I've never had that one before. Not sure about that, but yeah, I'll take that. Thank you.
I'm getting a lot of abuse in my ear currently. I'll take the legendary, thank you, just because you didn't get legendary, Johnny. Laurel says, have you guys got any superlatives for Johnny and George, by the way? Feel free to send those in. Laurel's in, saying looking forward to seeing what Lily has to show us. Deborah's in, Christine Mahoney's in, Diane's in from Illinois. There's loads of you in. Janelle Moody from Las Vegas, Marshall from North Dakota. Hi to Monica. Monica in Cluj-Napoca. Hey to Cheryl, who says, hello, you wonderful people from Pasco, Washington. And Nikon, who says, hello, Tracy, Johnny and George in the gallery. You don't get any superlatives, just Johnny and George in the gallery. That's the roll call done, I think, for now. Anyone else we've missed, stick your hand up, and we'll give you a little wave and a holler.
Holler!
Holler! A little bit later on in the show. I'm still smarting from what Johnny just called me a minute ago, and it was hilarious, and I'm not going to repeat what it was, but it's made me really chuckle. Did you hear what you called me?
I did, yeah.
I thought it was great. I'm going to put it on my CV.
Yeah.
Right, if only we had the red button so you could listen to the audio from the gallery. Oh dear. Right, this Wisteria collection it's a 6-piece collection you're going to be receiving now. You guys have literally obliterated the stock of this, and what we have to do, you see, when items sell out, is we have to make these smaller bundles, and the thing is you can go individual on some of these items, but actually we bundle them all together, give you the best possible price that we can. So this is an absolute steal tonight, with a fifth of today's stock of this selection already gone. It should be £38, $51. It's £20 today platinum, $26.40. However, you've got a further 15% off that price, so let's take into account that you are platinum. That is an extra £3 coming off there, so that's £17. And that is an extra $3.90 coming off that price tag, which is, it's $22.30? $50? Anyway, it's less than you're seeing here. In this selection, you are going to be receiving 12 sheets of your flower forming foam in all of these beautiful wisteria shades here. So still opportunity for you to stock up on this. Great kind of craft room stash builder, particularly if you love to make your flower forming foam flowers. You're also going to get a lovely selection of our coordinating ribbon included in there too. There's three die sets. You've got one beautiful edgeable in here, which is that gorgeous trailing wisteria, and then you've got two of the most sort of handy sets that were in this collection, the stamp and die set. So you've got your Friends Forever, really beautiful, delicate cursive font on the die itself, which says Friends, and then you've got all of these beautiful stamps there to be able to build up your own sentiments for whatever the occasion. So best friends forever. Friends are the family we choose for ourselves. Friends make the world a better place. And you've also got the same in this one here, which is your beautiful, again, in that really delicate, stunning font. You've got the beautiful die. And then all those stamps so you can have a beautiful birthday, life is beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful friend, you are beautiful. So that's all in there. And I'm so delighted that we can bring you this piece in this collection too. Worth the admission fee alone is one of the best, if not the best, 3D embossing folder that I think that we bring to you. It is officially titled the Rustic Window. I just think, particularly this board here, just shows you how great our 3D embossing folders are. And you can see really clearly the kind of peaks and the troughs, the kind of depth that you get of that emboss, because you've got like a slightly lesser emboss on the window and then that bigger emboss on the actual wisteria itself. It really stands out and comes to the fore. And again, you know, you want quick, easy cards there. That is a beautiful card front that you can just add a bit of colour to, add a sentiment, add a bit of your ribbon that you've got from this collection as well. And you've made yourself a really stunning card very quickly. So £20 platinum, $26.40, less your 15% as we've discussed, so it's more like about £17, $22 and a bit, a really super deal. And this could be gone today because over 20% of that stock has gone. Let us get started. Lily has got a demo coming up. Are you going to be using the embossing folder?
Certainly am. I don't know how we guessed.
That?
Maybe because I told him just before we went live.
Actually,
but,
that is actually true.
He's psychic. That's another of his skills. We can get that on the CV as well. But we're working with that fabulous rustic window embossing folder. And like Ben's already mentioned, this is not just any old embossing folder.
No.
Oh no, this is a 3D embossing folder. I always say about our 3D folders, to me it reminds me almost of like you've got carved marble effect, you've got that sculpture, you've got the levels to that design, you've got your background, your midground, your foreground, and it really does build up to be the most exquisite and dimensional design. Absolutely love this. You've got the trailing wisteria on there, you've got the window, you've got that background detail as well, but there's nothing to stop you from actually adding something over the top of those wisteria. Perhaps you've got other flower dies, other vine dies. Maybe you're actually going to turn that into a Christmas window. Maybe you've got ivy dies you're going to place over that wisteria, so you're actually covering those flowers and changing it and taking it all year round. So lots of different options with this one, even maybe a few snips into that window. Perhaps it's going to be an opening window. You can actually add that movement and that sort of kinetic element onto there. So many options with this, but without further ado, I think we need to have that big reveal of showing how fabulously these emboss.
Do it.
So it's quite funny. As Ben very well knows, I was producing Craft Along yesterday.
Oh, you were?
And something Debbie Robinson mentioned, I think this is something that most of us craft experts actually do. When we've got an embossing folder, and this one is a 5x7, we tend not to cut our card to exactly that size. We tend to go a little bit smaller. For me, it's usually about 1/4 of an inch smaller. So for this, instead of cutting my card to 5x7, I have gone for just over 6.5 by about 4 3/4. And that's going to give me that perfect edge-to-edge design with that embossing folder. Because the folder is 5x7, but if you look in the actual folder itself, the design doesn't quite extend to the edge, just to give you that neat finish. So if you trim your cardstock down a little bit smaller, it will give you that perfect result. Or if you prefer, cut it a little bit larger and then trim it down after you've embossed, completely up to you. We're working with some of our multi-purpose card. Nice and simple, going to pop that through there. I'm going to run it through our die cutting machine. That's something I always forget to do. It's a smaller folder. I'm still using my full-size Gemini, but you can use your smaller plates. Just saves you a bit of time. And with it being a 3D, you need your clear cutting plate, your magnetic, and your plastic, I believe. I always forget the embossing folder combinations because we do so many different. We do our standard 2D, we do our 3D, our cut and emboss. So many different sorts of embossing folders. So, fingers crossed, I have remembered the right combination. It's a bit ridiculous given the amount of embossing I'm doing. I'm hoping that I can remember, but yes, oh, the big reveal. So that's actually, the thing about this is because I used a double-sided cardstock on multi-purpose, I didn't worry which side of the folder I placed it into. But look at the deboss, isn't the deboss lovely? Deboss is really nice. You do get that 2-for-1 within your folder, and that's the emboss.
When might you use a deboss as opposed to an emboss?
Whenever I feel like it, quite frankly.
Just whatever, however you feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a case of, one folder, you can only use the emboss or the deboss. I do think occasionally with certain designs, just a visual thing, I think sometimes the deboss doesn't look as good. But in this instance, I like both sides, to be honest. But I think for this one, we're going to go for the emboss. Gorgeous detail, even with no ink or anything onto there, because of the depth of that embossing. Isn't that amazing? We can still pick up that detail even just on white multi-purpose card. But of course, we want to emphasize that detail that little bit more. So let's bring in some of our inks. So we're going to start off with our crushed velvet. We're working with some of our water reactive inks. These are perfect for blending and layering and adding on to our embossed designs, just to highlight them that little bit more. Working with our round blending tool, could use your square or rectangle, given, don't matter what your perspective is, it is really a rectangle, we do call it square, but it's working in circular, certainly is a rectangle, working in circular motions, we're just going to start to build up the ink and can see, just with that tiny bit of ink, we're starting to pull that design out.
Is there anything you've not done now at Crafters TV? I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I think, I like to think I can, do a few different bits and pieces, presented a bit, done a bit of producing, a bit of creative stuff and that. But I think you've kind of, like, usurped me because you've presented and obviously you've crafted.
Yeah.
Now you've produced.
I tell you, the one thing I haven't done, and George has just said it, I haven't vision mixed.
Is that next on the list of things to tick off?
I don't know. Do you know what? I'd love to give it a go. You know what I'm like? It's the same with crafting. I want to try everything. I want to give everything a go. I always believe that you can't say that you don't like something unless you've tried it.
And you've designed as well, obviously?
Yes, yeah. I paint, I draw. Vision mixing is the next one on the list. But yeah, it's funny because Thursday was producing, then today, and this is obviously alongside what I do day in, day out in the office. Today, craft expert, and then tomorrow I'm presenting. So spanning across the ranges this week here at Crafters
so I
TV.
thought I was a smarty pants on the day where I'd go producer into presenter, into being voiceover guy, into doing writing scripts and that. But then you've basically gone producer, craft expert, presenter, which I think is that's the trifecta, isn't it?
Yeah, I just love it. I love trying different things. You never get bored. There's never 2 days here at Crafters TV that are the same, which is what I love. We need to give you,
you need to have some amazing name for at the bottom of your email, some really snazzy job title.
I feel like we can't really put a name on it. I'm just like, I will do whatever. Always happy to help. Whatever.
Whatever.
Dangerous. I'll do whatever. Just ask me.
Whatever.
Do whatevs. Yeah, that's a new email signature. I'll ask about that on Monday. I'll put that into motion.
Yeah.
I'll do a lot. But no, I do just love trying out lots of new things and just having a go. That's what it's all about. It's the same with crafting though. Love trying lots of different techniques.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what's so fun about crafting. I think there's always something new to learn, something new to try.
That's it.
Of course, especially when we're bringing out so many new products, there's always something that you can have a little go at.
Absolutely, right.
Just while we've been chatting, look how much that's built up. So if we show you the deboss, that's basically what we started with. Now look what we've got. So all we've done is we've used our crushed velvet and then we've brought in a little bit of a plum jam. So that's exactly the same type of ink pad with our water reactives, just more of a pinky tone. So we've got the more blue of the crushed velvet and bringing in that crushed velvet, that plum jam even, it just gives you a little point of difference and that extra bit of tone onto there. Pleased with that, but talking of trying out different techniques, something I like to do is to mix and match techniques, and sometimes I think we forget about this. We think of just using the one technique on one certain project, but how about bringing in different techniques? So don't just ink, how about ink and gilding wax, just to give it that extra finishing touch. You will find these on the website. These are our Pebeo gilding waxes, absolute gorgeous quality. These were actually developed initially for sort of home furnishings and home decor, so they're amazing quality. We're very lucky to have these in the craft industry, especially for the price. We bring them to you here at Crafters Companion. It is fabulous. There's several different golds in the range, and you've got a silver as well. We're going with the Empire Gold. And I always say, people always ask this is one of the questions we get asked all the time. Well, you've just done some inking with a blending tool, then using a finger for gilding wax. I have to say, I've tried gilding wax on a blending tool. I just find I never get quite the same effect. I find it's a lot easier, you get a lot more control just by using your finger. It
feels like it's the wrong consistency to use on a blending tool.
Yeah, it just never, for me, I know some people do, but for me it just never quite works.
And interesting as well, you're using your index finger.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Normally it's like what do you call that finger? The ring finger?
Ring finger, yeah. See, Corinne says that, and I don't know if it's true, but I'm with Corinne tomorrow, so I'll have to say I do trust her. Apparently your ring finger is the one that has the least pressure.
Yeah.
Because I always thought it was your little finger, but apparently your ring finger is the one with the least pressure.
Which is what they always say from the many years I've done in shopping TV, Johnny. I learned a lot of things, and one of the things that I did learn with like skin routines and that is to apply, like especially under your eyes. That's the finger to use because it's naturally your most sort of delicate finger.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're using your index finger because you want more pressure?
For me, it feels more natural. That's the only reason why it feels more natural. I have tried the whole ring finger, and for me it just feels a little bit unnatural. But if you are worried about sort of getting blobs of gilding wax, definitely go for that ring finger, and you're less likely to get sort of smears and apply too much. But it is so much less is more with that. All you want is to get the tiniest bit. So I tend to actually work from the lid. So I'll get a tiny bit out on the lid. You'll think, oh, there's nothing there. But even then, I'll dab that out onto my mat, and it could be a glass mat or a non-stick craft sheet, or it could be that brand new mixed media mat if you got that actually. That would work perfectly. And then just a tiny, tiny bit and build it up. It's that old classic saying, isn't it? You can always add more, but you can't take it away.
That's it.
It's true. So just build it up lightly, and you'll start to sort of increase those layers and get that coverage on there. But start gradually and then just build it up until you're happy. And I'm going in, you don't want to go over that full design. We're not covering up the ink. We're just adding little highlights to emphasize that design even further. And just with a tiny bit of gilding wax, you can see the tiny amount that I'm applying here. I mean, these pots go such a long way. I've had mine for absolutely ages and ages and ages. And quite frankly, it looks like I've never used them. It's incredible stuff, but a little goes such a long way. These pots will last you many, many moons. Just make sure that lid is fully on so it doesn't dry out, and you'll be good to go for a long time. So we've got our gilding wax onto there, just bringing out that design even more, giving it that little bit of a metallic lustre. It just makes it look a little bit more special, a little bit more opulent, which I am loving for sure. Now I'm going to set that to one side for just a moment. I'm going to bring in some mats and layers. So I think let's mat and layer this first. We've got our piece that we've inked and used our gilding wax onto, and we've got some of our luxury cardstock. This is got from our gold pack. So you get your matte mirror, as I call it, your proper mirror, which is your shiny mirror, and you get your glitter. And I've gone for the matte mirror for this particular project. So I just thought it worked quite nicely with the gilding waxes rather than going for that shiny mirror, but that would work just as well. But choosing the gold to tie in with that gilding wax that we've applied onto there and draw that eye into the centre of the design. You might notice that I've not really applied any of the gilding wax to the window in the centre. I've gone more on the flowers just to pick those out a little bit more and highlight those. But of course you could be cutting into that, adding acetate behind, lots of different options with that gorgeous folder. But how easy is it to build up that shade and tone and dimension? Looks absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
Laying that to one side for just a moment, and let's bring in our card base. So quite a nice big card base. We're going for a 7.5 inch card base. Of course, as always, I do say time and time again, I don't buy card bases, I just make my own. I find it so much easier, gives you a lot more freedom, and as well, it's a lot more economical to do it that way. So A3 multi-purpose card, 14 inches by 7, score at 7 will give you your 7 by 7 inch card base. And then a few mats and layers. So if you did manage to pick up that Wisteria collection when it first launched, you will have that 12 by 12 paper pad, and this is just being cut down from that pad a piece to 6.5 inches square, and we're going to mat and layer that onto some more of that lovely matte mirror gold cardstock that we used for our mat and layer before. So 6 3/4 inches for this one, so it's just 1/4 inch larger. And that's going to go onto our card base. But before we pop it onto our card base, I've got some of that seam binding that was also part of the original collection. So you may already have this in your stash. If not, any other type of seam binding or ribbon will work perfectly as well. And we're just going to lay that across the centre of this piece. And then we're going to tuck the edges behind this panel, so that we're going to have a nice neat finish when we pop this onto our card base. Using our tape pens, at home I do tend to use my all-purpose glue from Collal. Gives you that little bit of wiggle room, but just for speed, your tape pens will work perfectly as well. They're great for your flat mats and layers like we're doing here. I'm going to pop this onto our card base.
Lovely.
So just centralise it, and then that's our mats and layers for the background done. And then all we're going to do is we're going to bring in that gorgeous topper. I'm going to get some foam tape on the back. But how quick and easy is this? It's just our embossing folder, a little bit of ink, a little bit of gilding wax, Nice easy technique as you saw, just a bit of ink blending and applying that gilding wax. Nothing particularly difficult or advanced or technical, but because all the hard work's been done in the design of that folder, we've got all that gorgeous detail, got all those layers and that dimension to the embossing. It just makes crafting easy. We don't have to worry or overthinking. If we need a quick make, it's absolutely perfect, but you're still going to get those gorgeous results. I'm going to line this up so we've got an even spacing, top, bottom, and then on the left. And to fill this space that we've got where we've got that ribbon there, we've tied a bow using some of that lovely seam binding. And then we've just got a little bit of red liner tape on the back of here, just peeling the back off. And then we'll pop that onto our seam binding strip there. And just to finish it off, we've got one of the sentiments from the collection. So we're going for that gorgeous Life is Beautiful set. And I love the fact in these we've got the mix and match where you can create your own sentiments, you can build your own sentiments using both the stamps and the dies that we've got in there. So it allows you to really personalise your makes, which I think is gorgeous. And the font in here is so pretty, it's so script-like, so swirly.
Here is a great question from Connie. And I like your thinking on this. And
I love a good
I've
question.
never thought of, but yeah. So you know how when you apply your ink from an ink pad, we always use like blending tools. Yeah. And you were saying it doesn't kind of work for you using a blending tool with your gilding wax. Yeah. Connie asked the question, could you get a similar effect by dipping your finger in an ink pad and applying the ink using your finger?
Do you know what? That is such an interesting question. It's one of those where it makes your head hurt a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh. You wouldn't. No. But I can't explain why. It kind of makes sense in my head. But I think one of the things I'm thinking is when you apply gilding wax, you apply such a small amount.
Yeah, and it's more textured, isn't it?
Yeah. And ink, you apply, I think, I would say you apply a lot more than you do gilding wax. And I feel like, oh gosh, this just feels very technical for a Friday night, Connie. I'm not sure my brain's up to this, but it's a brilliant question. I feel like the texture of a finger is not conducive to applying ink. If that makes sense.
You said that with such conviction, we'll go with that. Your finger's not, the texture is not conducive to applying ink. It's not conducive. Someone try it at home, let us know how you go on. But I love that question.
I think I know, I can explain it, I feel like the ink would soak into your skin.
Yeah, it would.
So you need something that's going to sit on the surface a bit more.
That's what I mean, like the texture of the gilding wax is a little bit more, and coarse isn't the right word.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense in my head, but...
I think the simple answer is you wouldn't get the same effect. That's the simple answer.
I mean, by all means, give it a go if you want, but yeah, I don't think you get the same effect. But yeah, I do love questions like that that make you think. It make your head hurt a little bit. Anyway, all we've done is we've die cut our sentiment from our gold card, and then we've cut another one from that same pattern paper. Just drop shadow them together. I'm just deciding where I want that. I think we've got a little bit of space there. We've got the windowsill. So I think let's have our sentiment onto there. I think that'd be quite pretty. So pop that onto that section there. And then of course you could just have beautiful on its own, but let's bring in those mix and match sentiments. Let's go for Life is Beautiful. So we've stamped the Life is using one of our quick dry inks. Those are the best ones for your stamping. They give you that lovely crisp stamp impression. Oh, where do we go? Should we go down or up?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Up?
I think so.
That's what I was thinking originally, but you know what we like for changing our minds. But I think that will do nicely. Very simple card, just letting that embossing folder take centre stage, bringing in those sentiments as well just to finish it off. But it just goes to show how quick and easy that Wisteria collection can be. Absolutely love this range, but grab it while you can.
Good job Pamela's in the house, because your 7-word sentence is much better than what we could come up with. The consistency of the ink is much thinner than wax.
Yeah. It took us about half an hour to try and say that. Thank you. That's why we've got the guys at home helping us out.
You took the direct route down that street. We went all the way around the houses to end up at the same place. Wow, says Christine, that card is beautiful, but you get the idea here. This is a nice, easy, simple way for you to be able to create with these embossing folders. Super, super simple to do. Tim C says, beautiful card. Sam McDonald, love watching Lily whenever she's on. She is calming and inspirational. Mary Beth says, I've got finger chat going on. I have to use my index finger The others don't feel right. If I use my ring finger, the other fingers get in the way.
Yes, that's exactly what it is for me. Yes, thank you. See, we need the guys at home. They're explaining everything that I can't say today. If it's not fingers, it's ring fingers. Thank you, guys at home. The other fingers do get in the way. I don't know how Corinne does it. She's in tomorrow. I shall ask her.
I want to. I almost want to take a vote now on who uses what finger for applying their gilding wax. Oh, and by the way, talking to gilding wax, Cheryl says, I still can't believe I haven't bought gilding wax. They're available on the website. I've just had a look. All 5 are in stock.
That's rare.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Normally the silver's not there, but all 5 are there, all 4 golds and the silver, so do snap them up. Hey, Tim C, who's off to the Chesterfield branch tomorrow for 3D flower crafting.
That sounds fabulous.
Sounds amazing. Hey to Laurie Erlaub, who says, hello from Hilliard, Ohio.
Oh, hi.
Very rainy and expecting another 2 inches of rain and high winds.
Sounds like here.
Been a bit like that. Time for a hot coffee and watch Crafter's Companion. Good afternoon, says Samantha Cheney. Diet is in from Southern California. What's wrong with me tonight? Silver's in saying, hey everyone, from a wet and windy London. Denise is in saying, hey to Ben, Lily and the team and all of my crafty friends from a rainy Virginia. And Cheryl Alt says, anyone else in the world having crazy wind? Feels like we are going to get blown off the map. I swear, no. I saw our chickens holding onto the fence.
Oh.
That's how windy it is where you are, Cheryl. Hopefully, wherever you are, you're safe and well, and you're enjoying proceedings this evening. Already half an hour gone, it's flown over. This wisteria is now a 6-piece collection. To be honest with you, the folder alone, I mean, come on, such a beautiful embossing folder, 3D embossing folder that you're going to be picking up within this collection. And don't forget, that £20, $26.40 price tag is not what you'll be paying if you check this out before midnight tonight, because you'll get an extra 15% off that price tag, thanks to me. I'm taking credit for that, because I span the wheel. So you're also going to get that beautiful dice. That's the one that Lily's just used there, and she's used the stamp Life is Beautiful, but you've got a whole host of other different stamps that you can use on there as well. You get the same with the Friends, so that gorgeous Friends die, and loads of different stamps there that you can build up your own sentence with. So best friends, friends forever, best friends forever. Friends make the world a better place, and friends of the family we choose for ourselves. Got a beautiful, that's the it's not the trailing wisteria, edgeable die in there as well. You've got that ribbon, so Lily was using that again in that last little demo there, so you've got those 3 different colours of your beautiful ribbon, and to go alongside that, 12 sheets of your flower forming foam as well. 4 sheets of the 3 different colours that you're seeing on the box just there. All of that at a crazy price tonight. Over a 5th of the stock has gone though, so do be quick on that. And as you can see, not much of the Wisteria collection left, so if you do want to grab that this evening, go swiftly. We'll come back with more of your comments. Let us know what you're shopping for this evening. Who's doing what this weekend as well? Who's got the most exciting weekend lined up? I want to know, please, in the comments this evening. Get chatting with us, and when we come back, we are going to have a look at one of Sarah's favourite collections, because she is a gnome and she lives in a caravan. We'll see you in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, It's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? What we do? Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome back, everybody. Just reading a few of your comments. Well done on checking out your baskets, by the way. Today is the day, because we can't guarantee tomorrow what the deal is going to be until Lily's spun the wheel. It's 15% extra off today, and that's site-wide on top of all the discounts you've got as far as spring sale is concerned. So, you know what, if you need to stock up on craft room essentials, things like your cardstock, maybe some more adhesives, all those kind of bits and pieces. If you've got these collections, you're not in the market maybe for buying collections today on your stamps and dies, you're always after cardstock and paper and adhesives and all these kind of things. So stock up when you get an extra 15% off. You just need to use that code SPRINGSALE15. I mean, I'm sure Lily is going to do a great job tomorrow spinning the wheel, but will she give you? No, I'm not jealous, George. I'm just saying that what if I've given you this week? What if I've given you 15% off? I've given you triple points. I've given you double points. I just feel,
Like I've given you.
Well, I have.
The wheel has given you.
No, but who? You'll find this tomorrow, Lily. When you spin it, it's very technical, because I always try and land it in the. You need to be at one with the wheel to make sure you get the best possible deal. It's all about the angle and the trajectory of your arm as you bring the wheel down to make sure it lands where you want it.
Maybe I need to spend a little bit of quality time with this wheel after the show tonight. Just me and the wheel, getting to know the wheel. Give the guys at home a good deal. It's my Friday night sorted. Me and the wheel, getting to know the wheel. Visualise. What do I want? I'm thinking I'll probably be placing an order tomorrow. What do I want? What do I want?
What do you fancy tomorrow?
I don't know. I've got to say 15% off is pretty cracking.
It's good.
Could we get it 3 times in a...
Well,
I mean, it's possible.
2 free gifts is good. I don't think
That
it's
is
landed
good.
there yet, has it?
No, I know we've not had that one yet.
What if we had triple points, double points, 15% off twice,
Yes.
and a free gift,
I think we've had one free gift,
Yeah,
think.
we had that on the second day, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yeah,
So-
2 free gifts. That's what I'll be doing after the show. I'll be getting to know that wheel.
Just practice with the spin. That's all I'll say.
Yes,
You know, it's big.
practice spin.
It's big pressure. Big
Oof.
pressure. A few more comments coming through. Thank you, everybody. A lot of you still talking about gilding wax. Marshall saying, I think gilding wax doesn't have as much moisture. And Claire Robinson says, I tend to go between my middle finger and ring finger when applying gilding wax. It's horses for courses, isn't it? You know, whatever works best for you. Lots of love coming in for that last card as well, Lily. Lily creates the most beautiful card, says Hadassah. And such a pretty card, Lily, says Lynette Price. And Mary Beth Dawes says, Sunday is my great nephew's 8th birthday party. Well, we hope you have a
happy
fantastic
birthday.
time. And also as well, Annie's just asking, so the multimedia applique animal dyes that are on the web that we had on earlier, can these be used for card making as well? Yeah, they can, because they're multimedia dyes. So whatever you want. You know, we obviously showed you on felt earlier on, but yes, they can be used across a whole range. So if you fancy making your own cute characters for your card project, then give those a whirl. And talking of cute characters...
Man's over there. And he thought he did the jokes.
Hey?
And you thought you did the jokes.
See? Jokes, producer, presenter, craft expert, jokes, spins the wheel.
I've not spun the wheel yet. I may mess it up yet.
No, you'll be fine. Just give it a good
Good
tug,
old
though.
spin. Right, okay.
So I saw Craig's the other day. It was a bit half-hearted.
Oh, was I?
Yeah,
bit
half-hearted. I said, thank you guys.
Anyway, gnomes.
Gnomes. This again is a brilliant deal on the gnome selection. It's a 7-piece selection of the main collection, and actually it's got some of the best bits in it. It's $68.93 or $83.93 is what you should pay. Massive saving there of $38.93 or $43.93. Platinum price is £24 or $32. It comes down by a further 15%, of course. That is £22.44 or $27.20, which is incredible. Whole host of different sentiments for you. And what's nice about this is you do get a mixture of stamps that you can use without this collection. So happy birthday, you know, you can use that right across a whole host of different collections. Wish you were here, another quite nice one. Hello Summer even. But then we've also got lots of sort of gnome themed ones, which will work with the characters that you'll meet in this collection. So you've got there's Gnome Better Time Than Summertime, Home Sweet Gnome, there's Gnome One Like You. So you do get a nice spread of sentiments within that set. Also, fantastic embossing folder and stencil collection. Leanne's confessed favourite. She absolutely loves this set. Again, they're going to work across a whole host of different collections that you'll have. I know we chatted about this the other day, and a lot of you were saying, "Oh, Teletubbies reminds me of the Teletubbies." It absolutely does, and I think like a lot of your cute characters will look nice in this. But it will work across a whole range of different collections. And then we get the gnomes themselves, and that's why this collection is incredible. Because if you're thinking, "Oh, do I just get like a few of the accessory packs within this?" No, you get the gnome boy. So you get ZZ, as we've now named him, in stamp and die form. So again, really fun character that you can stamp out and then colour and then die cut, because you've got all of the dies for those stamps. You even get the stencils included in here too, so you can decorate up his costume. And what I love about this, he's like fully posable really, isn't he? Because you can have him fishing, you can have him playing the ukulele, you can have him barbecuing, you can go shades on, shades off, he can be presenting a bouquet of flowers, and actually you can mix and match what he's doing with the gnome girl, who is Svetlana, of course. And once again, you can decorate up her costume using the stencils, all the dies to cut out your stamps. And once again, she can pass the watering can, he can have that. She's got her marshmallows there, got a little log fire going. It's really, really super cute. Oh, I've never seen that before. even got a little burger as well from the barbecue. And then you've got even more accessories. So again, the watering can, you've got the little pond there, the little picnic basket, super cute little sign, which potentially you could pop a little sentiment over. You can put your gnome home on there. Talking of gnome homes, Sarah's favourite, the gnome caravan, and again, really personalise that one up, because you've got so many different elements to build the scenes up with that stamp set, and all of the dies included too. And then lastly, which is why this is such a great buy, you even get the gnome swing too, so you can pop your 2 gnomes on there. Also, again, if you've got any more of those cute character collections, they would work beautifully alongside this. Just a really super die, and a wonderful collection for a ridiculously low price, particularly today with that extra 15% off. Don't wait till tomorrow. If there's still stock of this left, obviously we'll be looking at this price. You won't get the 15% off unless Lily manages to land it on 15% off again on the wheel. But don't gamble on that, because it's a 1 in 7 chance that might happen. If you love this tonight, get it tonight. And if you're looking for inspiration, Lily has some.
Well, I shall do my very best. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I have to say I love this collection. I think it's so much fun. It's getting me dreaming of summer. Clocks are going forward.
Yes, on Saturday night.
On Saturday night. So spring and summer is on the way, and this is going to be perfect. Perhaps you're going to be having barbecues in the garden. You're going to be having parties over summer. How fabulous would it be to make your invitations using this collection? Perhaps you're going to be making kids' party decorations. Such a fun collection, and I think it's suitable for so many different people. I'm going to create something a little bit more fun with this one. I'm going to go for a pop-up box card. Love a good old pop-up box card, but let's start off with some of the elements from this gnome collection. So to start with, all we've done is we've stamped out that lovely gnome home sign. And I love the fact that within our gnome accessories, you've got the sign and the sentiment separate. So if you want a sign with nothing in the middle, perhaps you're going to handwrite your own sentiment. Maybe it's going to be a new home card, and perhaps they are buying a house that's got sort of a particular name. How about handwriting the name in there? How fab would that be, just to personalise that? You could have any other sentiment stamp, or like we've done here, we've popped the gnome home into the centre of our sign. I'm not going to spend hours colouring. You know I'd love to. You know I do love me colouring. I mean, that's what I was doing. I finished in the office at 4, and those couple of hours I was doing a little bit of colouring. I can't give you any sneak peeks. It's not launching till May, June sort of time, but I was doing a little bit of colouring, but I do love my colouring. But I'm going to share with you just a little technique. Colouring wood. Super easy to do, but it's so much fun and gives you a fabulous sort of textured result. Using our tri-blends. It could be any of your alcohol markers, but if you are new to colouring, your tri-blends are perfect. You've got that 3-in-1 pen, so 3 pens, 3 shades within that one barrel, light, medium and dark from that same colour family, easy to blend together to get those blended and shaded results. We've gone for the muted brown blend. Starting off with MB1, which is our palest, and all we're going to do is we're just going to colour in, not going to go all over our design, just colour in the centre. We've stamped the stamp out on Tanina card, which is what we recommend for our alcohol pens. It's a super smooth cardstock, 216 GSM. You will find it on the website.
Got it on the show, I think.
Oh, you'll find it on the show, even better. Fabulous cardstock, and we've stamped using one of our Finesse alcohol-proof inks in our Flagstone, which is just a dark grey colour. So not quite as harsh as black, but it still gives us that nice strong line. We're not worrying about colouring all the way to the edges, just making sure we've got our colour in the centre. Yeah. Then we're going to bring in that mid-tone. We're going to go right up to the edges with this particular colour, this particular tone, and you'll see that on these tri-blends we've got such a gorgeous fine bullet nib that allows us to get into all of the detail of our stamps. Perhaps you've got really detailed stamps that require that really fine point. You can get into that detail very easily when you've got your tri-blends because they do have that lovely fine bullet nib. Now, as we come to this area where we're blending from this mid-tone to our light tone, instead of perhaps going in circular motions and trying to get that smooth blend, we're actually going to flick. We want to try and get a bit of texture. We don't want that perfect blend onto there, and that's what's going to give us almost like that wood paneling effect. Yeah. Not trying to get that smooth, perfect blend transition from the mid-tone to the pale tone, and then we're going to go up to our darkest within that 3-pen blend, and we're going to go for exactly the same sort of technique. So colouring to the very edges of our sign using that darker tone, and then all we're going to do is we're going to blend in using those flicking techniques. So nice and easy to start to build up that shade, that light tone. So we're having our lightest area of the image down the centre, almost like the light is shining on this sign, and then we've got the shade around the edges, You can see we're not trying to blend it in perfectly. We're not trying to get that smooth blend transition from light to dark. We're trying to get a little bit of texture into there. It gives you that wood effect, which I think is really quite realistic and quite effective to have that texture. I'm just going to do the same. I wanted to call them the two legs. Two
legs.
What would you call them?
Posts.
Posts, that's the one. The two posts on the side. Same sort of technique. So popping our mid-tone onto the centre, going up to the edges, using that mid-tone onto there, just flicking inwards, having our lightest area on the centre, just like the light is shining onto there. And then finally we go up to our dark, just have this around the edges as that shadow, and then we're going to start to flick inwards to give us that wood grain effect, that little bit of texture onto there. And that's how quick and easy it is to create that wood grain effect.
Nice one.
So easy to do. Now you might be thinking, blimey, that doesn't look particularly neat. Lily, I thought you liked fussy cutting. Look at that. Well, not to fear. We have coordinating dies within the set. And I love the fact that you've also got the die for the sentiment. So if you are stamping your gnome home out on its own, you can actually cut that out. So you've got a die to do that, which I think is fabulous. But we're going to use that outer die and we're going to cut out our stamped and
You
coloured
always
image.
colour then cut first?
Oh, no, I don't usually, to be fair. Usually what I do at home is I will stamp.
Yeah.
Just getting the cogs in gear. I will stamp, I will cut, then I will colour.
Right.
Reason being is, I mean, I will take this into position and fingers crossed it shouldn't move, but if it does move, if you haven't coloured it yet, all you've lost is your stamping. If I was to miscut for whatever reason at this point, I've wasted the time of stamping and colouring. So when I'm at home, I do tend to cut before I colour, but that's just in terms of sort of a safety net, in terms of wanting to save a bit of time in case you do mess things up. I mean, if you take your dies into position, you should be absolutely fine. But being there, done that, I thought, oh, I can get away with just a tiny bit of old tape that's not particularly tacky, and it moves and it is gutting. But you can see once you tape your dies into position, using your low tack tape, you've got that perfectly cut out design every single time using your dies. Got a couple of mils border around the edge, gives you that professional result very, very quickly. Love that. Now, I brought in some of the other stamps and dies in the collection.
I love the colour of the caravan.
I love that. Do you know what? I always colour this in either pink and white or red and white. And I thought, do you know what? We'll go for something a little bit different. Let's go for yellow and white. So we've coloured that in using our tri-blends.
It's making my eyes go a bit funny.
Woo! It is very bright, isn't it?
Sepia-esque.
Yeah. And then we've got our lovely little gnome. Of course, we need to give him his accessories. So I've stamped his guitar as well. I'm going to layer that up. I'm going to use foam pads just to give us a bit of depth and dimension onto there. So I'm going to pop some foam pads onto his little ukulele. Again, we've coloured that in using our fabulous tri-blends. And I love the fact that you've got all these buildable elements, so you can really customise your gnomes. It's completely up to you exactly how they look, what accessories they're going to have. It's just so much fun. And don't forget as well, like Ben was saying, you can mix and match between the different sets. So you could have the some of the accessories from the girl gnome on the boy gnome and vice versa, giving you lots of different options. I'm going to pop those to a side for just a moment. What we've done is we've actually used our pop-up box die. Some of you will have this at home, I'm sure. One of our older dies from the Gemini range. We've cut it twice, like you have to create the box, using some of our older pearl card. I believe this was the rainbow pearl, this particular pad. On one of them, you want to fold both pieces, and then on the other one, you want that large piece without that score line folded. That's going to be the back, and all we're going to do to that back piece is we've got one of those scenes. If you did manage to get your hands on the gnome 12 by 12 inch paper pad, the papers I'm using are just from that pad, but of course, any sort of background, of course that could be an inked background that you've actually created yourself, that would work nicely for this. But we're using that paper pad, so if you do have that already in your crafty stash, that will work a treat. Layering that onto there, then we're going to stick our two pieces together. I just find it a little bit easier to visualise what sides you actually need to stick your outer panels onto. I find it a little bit easier if I stick the two pieces together first and then stick my other panels down. So we've got a little bit of red liner tape onto that tab, and then that will fold together like so. So that means that I need some panels onto these two. So these are using the dies that are included in that die set in your pop-up box just to cut our panels. And again, it's that same gnome's paper pad. Oh, look at that, dear. That's why you got to do your flick with your tape pens, otherwise you get something like that, which is not brilliant, but not to worry. I love that gingham. I think it's so soft. I feels really sort of Easter-like in terms of that design.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of like a picnic blanket.
Yes, yeah.
Picnic, not a blanket, like the picnic thing you have over your picnic.
I know what you mean. What is
basket.
it? I don't. Cloth. It's like a piece of cloth, isn't
there
it?
you
Yeah.
go.
Your
Also the
picnic
same
cloth.
sort of thing you might have on like a posh jar of jam.
Oh yeah.
Your
Yeah.
cloth over your jam.
Yeah. I'm thinking Easter bonnets now.
Oh yeah, well that's
Yeah.
not long away now, is
Yeah.
it? 2 weeks away?
A couple of weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks on Sunday, Easter.
Oh, I used to love Easter bonnet parade at school. I don't know if any of you, I don't know if that's a very British thing, perhaps.
Yeah, do you do that in the US?
Yeah,
I
I'd be
don't ever
interested
remember
to
doing
know.
it myself, but I've certainly had to do it for both George and Daisy in recent years.
Yeah, I used to love
Designing
Easter bonnet
bonnets.
parade. So my mum, as you can probably imagine, is quite crafty, likes making stuff and all stuff like that growing up. We'd have all our costumes handmade and all that sort of thing. So she used to love Easter bonnet parade. Me and my sister would have quite impressive Easter bonnets.
Was there a prize
Yeah.
for the best bonnet?
Oh, always, yeah. And we
Did
used
you win?
quite often. I have to say we did quite often. And we used to, my school, we had a big school field and we used to all parade around the school field
Yeah.
with our Easter bonnets on. Yeah. There's nice stuff like that. It's nice to be able to make stuff like that.
For the for the season.
Yeah.
Lots of love coming in for the colours, by the way. Carleen says, love the colours on this. Love the yellow, says Susie C. Betty Weaver says, lovely with the yellow. It's really very different, isn't it? I don't think I've ever seen our little gnome in yellow before. And Lois says, it's a musical gnome. We must name him Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd take that, but I think he's called ZZ now, isn't he?
Yeah, but with
boy
different
name.
accessories, maybe he's got a different name. Yeah, this
I
is.
like that.
I'm calling it Ben, this one.
Thank you.
The people have spoken. Well, you know, we can't ignore that.
Thank you, Lois. We'll take that. Ben
Yeah,
Gnome. It's
we'll
good.
take it, Ben the gnome.
And I do play the ukulele. I just don't have the beard.
Oh,
So
well, we're halfway there, aren't
halfway
we?
there.
Yeah.
We're living on a prayer.
There we go. Musical Ben right there. I'm not quite sure why I did pick the yellows, actually. I'm like it. You know, I usually go for my purples, my pinks, sometimes a bit of blue. It's nice to mix it up, isn't it? And go for something
Easter
a little
gnome.
bit different. Yeah, Easter gnomes. I mean, they're all year round, aren't they?
Gnomes are for life, aren't they?
Not just for Christmas, couldn't agree more. So we've started to build our pop-up box nicely. We've got our papers on there, we've got our backing panel, but of course we need to bring in some of our gnomes that we've coloured. So we're bringing in our two sort of strip dies. These are where we're going to stick our gnomes and the caravans onto on the inside of our pop-up box card. This is a die included within that set. Of course, you can create your own pop-up boxes, sort of measuring by hand. It's not too difficult to do, but if you do have the die set, it does make it an awful lot easier. And inside there, you've actually got the score lines, which shows you exactly where to line up your tabs. We've got two of these little platforms that we're just inserting onto there, and using our red liner tape is going to give us that really nice strong bond to make sure this is not going anywhere. A lot of people prefer to cut these in acetate. You can do that, but it should be pretty much hidden, and by using the yellow card it does sort of camouflage, so it shouldn't be a problem at all. So then we're just going to start to build up our scene. So we're going to have our caravan on that back panel, that back section that we've just popped our strip.
It's been a while
onto.
since I've seen a pop-up box.
Oh, I love a pop-up box. Yeah, I do like
we did quite a
box.
lot of them when I first started. I think it was probably around about that time that this the die for this launched, I think.
Yeah, it's a few years or so old, I think. But yeah, I think pop-up boxes are such fun. If you've got items like these where you can build your scenes, you've got lots of characters and different accessories to play with. I think it's really nice to pop them in a pop-up box, so to speak.
That's it. And nice, like you say, when you have you can use like acetate strips to have like little build little flower bouquets and things like that in there, or little balloons and things like that, if you've got any of those in your sets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really fun.
I think it's just nice to be able to show off lots of different elements from a collection.
Yeah.
So you've got so many surfaces to decorate, so many options where you can put different items, which I think is always nice. So yeah, I do love a good old pop-up box. So let's have our sign onto there. You can start to build up your levels, start to build up your perspective. We've also stamped one of the sentiments from this collection. We had to go for this one, didn't we? Home Sweet Gnome.
Yeah.
I think it's quite
It folds
sweet.
flat as well, which is the genius thing for postage, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
I mean, you look at it and you think there's no way that's going to fold
There's
flat.
no way.
No way at all. Ho, ho, ho. But they do fall flat, which is fabulous. And then, of course, if you do have some of our scoreboards, you could very easily be making your own envelope. So we've stamped them, we've die cut. The die is another one included in the pop-up box set. And I think that is just about all done on there. You could be adding more accessories if you prefer. We're going to keep it quite simple. We're going to let those gnomes sort of take centre stage. Quite a small little card that we've got there. But of course, like Ben says, it does fall flat for posting as well.
Absolutely love that. And do you know what? More than anything, I think a lot of people love the colour palette with that. Really nice, isn't it? And very Eastery, very cheerful, very happy. Nikon is saying the yellow, so cheerful, it brings a smile to my heart. Let us know what you think of that project. And don't forget, you can be doing that project because you've got all of these dies and stamps and embossing folders still available in this bundle. Bang for buck, this is awesome, really. When you think you should be paying close to £70, almost $84, you know, £30, $40 is incredible. Platinum price is down to £24, $32, and then another 15% comes off that price tag because you have got your 15% off thanks to the wheel spin today. All of these for wheel spin. That'll be me going over 8 o'clock tonight in the car park. Weekend. You get another 15% off, so that is another £3.60. So you're £20.40, or another I can't make it out, my brain's gone. £3.20. You've done it already, haven't you, Johnny? £4.80, $27.20. There you go. So much lower than what you're seeing on the screen, £20, £40. So all of those stamps, and as I say, it's a lovely selection because you get some gnome-specific ones and then some general sentiments. There's another accessory pack. And this is the thing, so many different stamp and accessory dies in this collection, so you can pop your 2 gnomes on the swing there. Then you've got your, thanks George, swing! You've got your caravan in there, which you saw Lily just using on that last demonstration. That again comes in stamp and die form. And then you've got the accessories which both of the gnomes can use. That's the little sign that Lily used in that last demo. There's your gnome home, but of course, you know, you can pop whatever you want on there. If you've got stamp sentiments that fit, stamp them on, or as Lily was saying, you know, use your pens, use your outliners to just you know, scroll a beautiful message on there. You've got picnic baskets and pot plants and watering cans and wheelbarrows. Then you've got the 2 gnomes, Svetlana and Zizi. So again, she comes in stamp and die form, and with the stencils there too, so you can decorate up her costume. Sunglasses, she's got burgers, there's a campfire going. You can even make her into a little pretty fairy as well, because she's got little fairy wings that you can attach to her should you wish. And again, you've got Zizi, or Ben the gnome as we're calling him tonight, ukulele, fishing rod. He's got his little barbecue apron there, look, he's got the barbecue going, some of his barbecue tools, garden tools. It's just such a fun collection. And there's that beautiful scene that you've got with the embossing folder and stencils as well. Big collection. It's not the full collection that we had, but it is still a big set of some of the best elements, really. You're missing out on the consumables, obviously, but actually you're getting loads of the best elements as far as the stamps, dies and embossing folders and the stencils are concerned for an absolute steal this evening. Thank you for all the love coming through. The card design really impresses the recipients. That's the pop-up design. Mary Patch is saying, I love the reactions when giving them. How sweet is that project, says Lois. Very sweet. Samantha says, that is a sweet pop-up box. Sweet. And Mary Pat 1000 says, what an adorable pop-up box card. Hey, listen, we are going to take another short break here and give you opportunity to get your baskets checked out. That sale's still ongoing. Don't forget to check it out, up to 70% off. And whilst we give you opportunity to check out your baskets, here is a little ditty.
A few weeks ago on the show, we were talking about places where all you guys lived. Well, we might have used Google Earth just to have a bit of a sneaky look at the village, town, or city that you lived in. And I thought it might be quite funny if I wrote a little ditty and I put on my Facebook page. Where do y'all live? And I'll put your towns and cities and village into my little song. But I didn't realize that there would be about 425 responses. So I'm gonna cram as many places into this song as I can, but I won't get them all in. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. We craft in Lydney, Lynbrook, Launceston, Lehana, Tampa, Darlington, Almond Beach, Sedalia, Wills Point, Widnes, Wildwood, Wildham, Architectural Lake, Walkerburn, Yate, Bay, Hesperia, Sublimity, Pinho, Avon, Freeport, Mapleton, San Jose, Enumclaw, Great Bend, Detroit, Keniston. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. Crafting Parachute, Paradise, Pollux, Papillion, Sheets of Base in Petersburg, Seacon, Sutton, Saturday, Bristol, Brighton, Brooklyn, Blackwell, Barnsley, Tide Squeeze, South Shields, Temple Hills and Bentley, Tampa, Pillar, Tucumcari, Ottawa, Hull, Harrisburg, Lexington, Tupelo, Cincinnati, Austinburg. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. Crafting Loxahatchee, Lakesville, Lawrence, Lacey, Livermore, Albuquerque, Weeki-Wachee, Pensacola, Ellsworth Park, Mechanicsburg, Williamsburg, Ravello, Houston, Burlington, Wet Wang, Market, Drayton, Yale, Medford, Wellington, Wapakoneta, Homer, Sassa, Santa Rosa, Wichita, Honolulu, Riverdale, Melbourne, Commerce, Fintana. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. Crafting Newton Abbey, Richmond, Dudley, Georgetown, East Kilbride, Eugene, Ferrum, Rhinewood, Walkerstown, Newarheim, Fort Wayne, Gloucester, Chester, Long Beach, Raphael, St. Dominic's and Cloud, St. Augustine Beach, Sand Springs, Romford, Tulsa, Traverse City, Wesley Chapel, Ballarat, Medina, Rampo City. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. Crafting Sawbrooke, Tucson, Kissimmee, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Biloxi, Latte, Elmira, Glendale, Scottsdale, Anchorage and Hurtville, Seattle, Gold Canyon, Ipswich, Cumberland, Unionville, Toledo, Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, Gold Canyon, Altoona, Calounda, Port Orange, Glover, Rising Sun. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. And there's a few more places I didn't manage to get into the song. West Runton, Newcastle, Kingswood, Sandbach, Carlisle, Bewdley, Albury, Durham, Springfield, Ashington. We craft in Greenville, Lincoln, Nebraska, Sumter, Oak Park, Winchester, Knapp Stoke-on-Trent, Mount Pocono, Greenville, Charlotte, Oxon Hill, Tunbridge Wells, Modesto, Haverhill, Sierra Vista, Arecibo, Morgantown, O'Fallon, Aurora, Black Forest. We craft in Hermiston, Brownsburg, Henderson, Socorro, Fort Myers, Mandenholm, Hilliard, Farmingdale, East Moline, Summers Point, Calgary, Charleston, Sawston, Malden, Galloway, Fitchburg, Hope Lawn, Aberdeen, Winstead, Castlewood, Chatsworth, Limestone, Victoria, Willoughby, Rockland, Canton, Falmouth, Conestoga, Lyndhurst, Ashbourne and Cluj-Napoca. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Monica was in earlier on, wasn't she, from Cluj-Napoca in Transylvania. That card is ready for sending out, Lily. Great make. Anyone who receives it will surely feel very special. Oh, and by the way, we will have a Lily win in this show for demo of the show and day, because they've both been sales shows, haven't they? So Lily, congratulations on demo of the day.
Thank you, thank you.
You'll get to choose it in just a little bit. Tuning in late today says, Ro, what did the wheel spin reveal today? 15% off on top of all of the discounts that you've got as well, which is incroyable. Love the song. So funny how Ben puts things together, says Coletta. There's the wheel. Oh, there's the wheel. Sorry, head was down. It was there. You saw it. Jeanette says, Ben, I'm a total fan. Oh, thanks. Thanks very much. Thanks. And we craft everywhere, says LQM. Yes, we do. What? Oh, I thought you said something.
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said something.
No.
Oh, what?
No.
What?
Hello?
Sorry. Right. I thought you said something. I think you must have dropped your pen or something.
Yeah.
Secret
Anyway.
guard. What?
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Hello? Yes? No?
What? Secret garden. Now, I can't offer you a bundle because, yes, yesterday, producer Lily in the house, producing, and team, Craft Along, sold it out. But what we can offer you are individuals. So, have you got, that's the one, isn't it? Yeah. Gateway to the Garden. So we'll flash all these up very quickly. So they're all individuals, all with a 70% saving. And by the way, you get another 15% off. So that's another 40 odd p off. So it's going to come down to about £2.70. And if you're shopping in the US, that is another about 69p off. So it's going to be $4.06, which is crazy. That is one of the most versatile, brilliant dies, which I think you're going to pick up, particularly if you've bought recently the Once Upon a Time, because that, could be the gateway to the Princess Castle. It could be the gateway to anything, really. It's so super versatile because you've got the ability to be able to actually open the gates on that. Are you using that in your demo?
Surprisingly not.
Go back to yesterday's craft along though, to be able to see that in action. We've then got the whimsical lanterns. That is a stamp and die set. I don't know if I've done this in order for Johnny. I don't think I have, for the fact that they just went, ooh, he's going off. He's gone off kilter here. £3.59. Again, really lovely stamp and die set, which is saving 70% on. £3.59. It's not that. It's closer to £3. It's under $4 with that 15% discount. Code is Spring Sale 15. Then you've got the Secrets Revealed, which is the stamp set of the little girl peering in through the door into the secret garden. You've got some lovely sentiments in there as well. Flowers are the music of the earth. Do you want to know a secret? And of course that beautiful image of the little girl which you can colour in. Then you have got the mystical wood, which again is it's seven stamps in total. You've got that gorgeous tree. You've got the Periton, as we remembered he was called yesterday, alongside a whole host of different sentiments, and that really super duper key. Again, the crossover between this set and that Once Upon a Time collection. I think there's quite a lot of opportunities to use elements from this collection within that set. And then, of course, you've got this beautiful set, which is your secret key, which is the 2 dies, the key and that tag as well. So look at the price on the key.
That's even without the 15%. That's absolutely
I don't think
crazy.
I've ever seen a pence price before.
No.
On a show.
Do you know what? Something as well, and I have to say I actually had to check this morning. Quite often, if we've got a sale on and you've got massive savings in our spring sale, up to 70%, quite often if we bring you a discount code, you can't use them together. And I was looking at the information this morning, I thought, there's nothing saying you can't use them together. So I actually had to go through the office and I said, guys, can I check, can you use your 15% off from the wheel with the spring sale items? And you can. So as if saving 70% wasn't enough already, extra 15% on top, just pop that code in, spring sale 15. Absolutely ridiculous. That's going to come down. I want to do the maths on this. That's going to come down by about another 13 pence. So you're actually earning in the pay about 82p for that die there. And if you're in the US, again, that's going to come down to about $1.20, which is absolutely ridiculous. Lowest ever price I think I've seen on screen here at Crafters TV. That's incredible. Right, let's have a look then. So we're not using the gate. So I'm assuming then you're going to be doing some colouring and you're going to be using the Secrets Revealed stamp. No, actually.
You're going to be using the tree and the Periton.
No.
You're going to be using the whimsical lanterns.
Yay!
Got there in the end.
Winner! Yeah, I love this stamp and die set. I think, and I was saying this to Debbie yesterday, I think you can use this all year round, and I think you'll be using it time and time again. I'm thinking Christmas, this could be lovely for Christmas. Perhaps you're going to be adding a bit of faux snow, a bit of glitter onto your vine, and maybe you're going to be having red candles, perhaps even Advent. You could have 24 of these. It could be almost like Advent candles. I think that would be lovely. Spring and summer, it's going to be perfect. Bring in those flowers. Of course, so we are getting our clear stamps with the coordinating dies, which is brilliant. If you're not a big fan of fussy cutting, just makes it super easy. So all we've done is we've gone ahead and stamped one of our lanterns out onto Nina card using an alcohol-proof ink. We're just going to do a little bit of colouring. Very, very easy to colour these in, especially using our tri-blends. So we're going for our brown-grey blend to start with. What we're going to do is we're going to leave an area where we don't have any colour. So we're going to colour over, but leave that little flash white to give us that preserved highlight, that area where we've not got any colour, and it gives us that reflective quality. It makes it look like these are sort of made of metal and we've got the light shining on them. Just gives it that more realistic finish onto our lanterns. And then we're just going to colour over the rest of the metal using the lightest in this 3-pen blend. Very easy to colour these images. They've got that lovely hand-drawn look about them. Very sort of storybook with the imagery in this collection. Of course, it is reminiscent of that Secret Garden book, so it's absolutely gorgeous, timeless imagery. I mean, the book is hundreds of years old and it's still just as relevant today, still as stunning in terms of that artwork as it was when it was written. So you know that these are designs, they're going to take you crafting not just around the year, but in years and years to come. You can still be using these and they're not going to look dated. They're still going to be very relevant, still going to allow you to make the most gorgeous cards. And it doesn't just have to be cards, of course, could be scrapbook pages, home decor projects. I think these would work really well for too. Gift bags, gift tags, lots of different options. Of course, not just cards with these. As is the case with so many of our different ranges here at Crafters Companion, you can use them across a multitude of different sort of disciplines, if you like, which I think is brilliant. You might be into card making at the moment, but what's to say in a year or so's time, a few months' time, you might want to give scrapbooking a go. You know that these products are going to be working perfectly for that as well. So we've gone over with our mid-tone, and then we're just going to bring in that darkest tone within that 3-pen blend to give us those areas of shade and shadow onto here, just to give us that little bit of dimension, that rounded effect, to make it look a lot more realistic by adding in those darker colour tones like so. So just the 1 pen, it's going to give us that effect, almost like it's got that shine on the metal, and we've kept that area, that little flash white, just to make that look like we've got the light shining on it. Colouring the candle, we're just going to bring in our gold yellow blend. Just going to go for the lightest and the mid-tone. You don't always have to use all 3 pens at once. You could just be using 2 of the pens, or if you do have both the blends and the shades within a particular colour family, you could of course be using both of those 2 together as well, to give you sort of a longer blend, give you more depth and dimension to your colouring. But how quick and easy was it just to colour in that stamped image? Very easy to do, especially with our tri-blends. Now, I did say you don't need to worry about cutting this out, of course. I mean, you don't need to worry about colouring it in. Perhaps you're going to stamp that in black and white. I think that would look fabulous as well in the monochrome. Perhaps you're going to heat emboss that in the gold. So if you're not into colouring, there are still options with these, but we do have the dies included, so it is super, super easy to actually get these cut out. No need to get a pair of scissors and do any fussy cutting. You've got the dies that give you just a couple of mils border all around the outside of that stamped image. Gives you more of a professional result by just having that slight white border. All you need to do is just tape your die down using a couple of pieces of low-tack tape, just to make sure that that die can't pivot. If you only had a piece of tape at one side, potentially the other side of the die could move ever so slightly. So I would say at least a couple of pieces of your low-tack tape onto there, one on each side, just to make sure that's not going to move as we run that through our die cutting machine. And with these being smaller dies, of course you don't need your full-size Gemini. Even your little mini machine will be perfect. And I always think with things like this, when you've got your stamps and dies, it's quite a nice idea to get a load of them stamped out and cut out, perhaps on an evening, even on a lap tray. Perhaps you're going to be doing all of your die cutting through your little machines, perhaps in front of the telly on an evening. Then you've got lots of images that you can play with when you come into your craft room and start to pop your projects together. So we've got our smaller lantern there. We've done exactly the same with our larger lantern, so we've got a couple of lanterns all good to go. But we're going to leave them to one side for just a moment. We're going to bring in a card base. We've gone diddy for this one. Our first card went for a 7.5-inch card.
Teeny tiny.
How cute is that? It's only a 4x4. Look how cute that is.
What is it, 4x4?
4x4. So we've cut it down to 8 inches by 4. We scored at 2 and 4, and that gives us a fold back 4-inch. Now, Ben was talking about that Once Upon a Time collection and how well he thought it would work with this range, this Secret Garden range, and absolutely it does. So I brought in some of the pattern papers. This is a 6x6-inch paper pad from Once Upon a Time. If you did get that at launch, when it launched this week on Tuesday here at Crafters TV, this is where that paper's come from. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's all gone, isn't it, the paper?
Oh, it's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, not a lot of those left. I think they have all gone. So if you did manage to pick that up, then it will be perfect for use with this collection. We've matted and laid it onto a little bit of a pinky, purpley linen card. I'm going to pop one panel onto that larger back piece, just lining that up. That's not very straight at all. I'm going to turn that and just get that level. Again, we've got 1/4 inch mats and layers, so we go down by 1/4 inch for every mat and layer, just to give us that nice small thin mat and layer. I always think it gives you a nice professional finish to have those slimmer mats and layers onto your projects. Using our tape pen, we've got 2 smaller panels. So I'm going to pop one on the inside, just like so, and it's the same sort of idea with these mats and layers. We've got our pattern paper from our 6x6 pad. We've matted and layered onto some of our linen card, and then we're just popping it onto our card base. Such a cute little card, this one. I tend to favour larger cards these days, a lot of the time square cards, but I know a lot of our viewers do often ask us if we can actually bring some ideas for those smaller projects. So you guys at home who like your small cards, this is definitely one for you. So that's layering up our card. Now, going for something a little bit different. I've got a piece of acetate. This is just our A5 heavyweight acetate, and I've cut it down to 8 inches by 1 inch. Same as our card base, we've scored at 2 and 4. Now with the Z-fold card, we tend to pop our sort of folding mechanism, that bar at the bottom. But for this particular card, we're actually going to pop it at the top.
Oh, hello.
So something a little bit different. I had this idea. I was looking at these stamps and dies the other night, and then you guys at home will probably know. I mean, you just have one of those ideas come to you, think, oh gosh, yes, I need to try that. So this is one of those little moments late at night in the craft room. You think, right, I need to give this a go. So that's exactly what we're doing. That's what it's all about with crafting. It's all about playing, just experimenting with different ideas, just having a look at what you've got in your stash. Perhaps you're getting something new, but you're thinking, what can I mix and match this with what I've already got? It's just fun to just have a play and work out.
Do you craft into the night, or are you an early morning crafter?
Both.
Oh, yeah. Craft into the late night, into the early morning.
Absolutely. So this morning I was crafting. I was in the craft room, about 6:30 this morning.
Really, actually?
Absolutely.
What, for pleasure or for work?
Well, most of what I do is for work, but it's all pleasure because I just love crafting. And then tonight I'll probably be in there till about 11, half 11, I would say.
Whoa.
So as soon as I get back from here, that's where I'll be going straight away.
Straight in the craft room?
Straight in the craft room. Yeah, it is.
What about tea?
Tea, well, I have had a bit, but I do tend to snack while I craft. I feel like...
Have you got a secret snack drawer in the craft room?
Yes, I do, absolutely. It's usually full of chocolate. I'm a chocoholic, definitely, but it is nice to have a little bit of sustenance to keep you going. So all we've done is we've used our red liner tape just to stick that bar along the top. You can't really see it, which is brilliant, which is what we want with that particular element. So we're going to create almost like a floating effect. So what we've done is we've actually taken that larger vine stamp from our set. We've coloured it in, we've cut it out. But if we look at that, it's a little bit too large, isn't it? It doesn't quite work. So all we're going to do is bring in our small pair of scissors. We're just going to cut it in half. So we're going to cut it into the 2 sections. So one where we've got our leaves and our vines, and the other one we've just got our, they remind me of tulips, but I don't think they probably are. Any sort of flower they could be. But we've got one where we've got our flowers. I'm going to place one onto the front section of our card. So I think we'll have a little bit of tape onto the back of here. You could be 3D'ing this up if you prefer, but just for speed, we're going to go in with some of our tape. And then all we're going to do is going to stick this along our acetate. So we'll have our first one onto the front, something like that, I'm thinking. And then our other one, perhaps, do you know what I'm thinking we might do? We might layer them up. Let's have another one that goes along the top. Producer Johnny is liking that one, so let's go for that. Let's layer it up, give us a little bit more dimension onto there to get that layered effect. So we'll have our vines along the bottom, and then let's just layer our flowers over the top, just like so. And then what we're going to do is going to bring back in those lanterns. So we'll have those hanging off our vines and our flowers that we've just placed down. For a bit of dimension, let's bring in some of our foam pads. Of course, you will always find our adhesives, our foam pads, our 3D glue gel if you prefer that. You'll find all that sort of thing over on the website. So do check that out if you are looking to stock up on your adhesives. It's a great time, like Ben says, when you've got that discount, that 15% off, always a good time to stock up on your essentials for sure. And then finally, let's bring in our second of the lanterns, a smaller one. I'm going to have that hanging off that acetate so it's sort of floating free. So let's get just a foam pad along the top. Obviously, we won't be sticking that lower section as that's going to be sort of hanging over the edge. And let's have that around about. Oh, it does help if you peel the backing off. I was thinking this is not sticking very well. I've just given the foam pads a big sell and it's not sticking, so not looking too good. But we need to peel the backing off. First, let's have that hanging down onto there.
Nice.
And then just to finish it off, a little bit of space there, we're going to fill using a sentiment. So stamp that onto some white card. We've matted and layered it onto that same lovely linen card that we've got in that pink colour tone. Very simple design, popping that onto there to finish it off. Super cute little card, very quick to make. But how cute is that? Something a little bit different, using that Z-fold card, but having the Z-fold bar at the top section instead of the bottom, so you've got that floating effect.
Just fantastic. Do you know what I love as well about the demos that we've seen this evening? All really super achievable and quite quick makes as well that you can do with these collections. So, you know, whilst we don't have the full collection, well, of any of the collections we've got tonight, you've got loads of kind of integral elements that you can use to create the most beautiful projects. The Secret Garden is not a collection, we've got individuals here. However, you've seen the prices this evening are so low. So, you know, if you decide that you want to create your own bundle here and pop all of these in, you're not going to be spending much at all. The whimsical lanterns that you've just seen Lily using there, for example, £3.59, $4.06 if you're platinum, but then take another 15% off that because that is the deal today with the wheel deal. So you can pick that up for an absolute steal this evening. And of course, you've got all of the other elements available as individuals, including that gate. You've got the key and that tag available individually. You've got the set with the tree in, which is called the Mystical Woods. And then you've also got the Secrets Revealed, all of those individual items on the web. Now, we've got lots of other great deals for you too on the website. If you want flower forming foam, of course, we have the Delightful Daisies collection. Well, I say the collection, it's just the flower forming foam because that collection absolutely flew out of the door. If you want more flower forming foam though, you can pick up this set. You've got 12 sheets in there. Very handily, you've got the white in there as well, which of course you can ink up, and then you know, you could of course create loads of different types of flowers just by inking that up. You've got the green, the blue in there too. £7.19, $9.32 is your platinum price, less a further 15%. And if you're after some beautiful dies to work alongside that, you've got the beautiful blossoming daisies as well. A great way to build up your own daisy bouquets. There's 8 separate dies there. Again, use those alongside your flower forming foam, your papers as well. And again, that's a 10% saving. Down to £7.19, $9.32, less a further 15%. And we still do have in stock actually that beautiful edgeable, one of the, I think the most beautiful ones that we've done actually. The detail in that daisy chain really is second to none, and you're under £5, under $6 if you are a platinum member. £4.31. $5.72. A beautiful die, the Dainty Daisy, is still in stock. So again, as much as we don't have the full collections of these, very easily and actually very inexpensively, you can build up your own mini collections. That Dainty Daisy is priced at £4.31 if you're platinum. $5.72. And then the spring accessories, again, a really handy set to go with obviously other items that you've got from this Delightful Daisies Nature's Garden collection, but you know, flowers and dragonflies and butterflies, just such useful craft items, and you've got all of those and more within this set for just £4.31 or $5.72. And then we've also got your seam binding ribbon from that collection too, £3.59 or $5. The fact that we're offering these individually and not as a bundle tells you that we don't have big stocks at all of any of those. So if you like the looks of any of those items there, grab them whilst you can because they will sell out, particularly today when we've got an extra 15% off that already discounted price. There is one more set though from the Delightful Daisies collection which you might want to have a little look at, which is the Daisy Bloom. That is a beautiful stamp and die set. 12 stamps and dies there for just £7.19 or $9.32. Awesome card, Lily, says Pamela Greenidge. Love the card, says Mary Beth Doyle. Michelle saying nice, lovely card. Thank you, Lily, says Lois. We're into the final half hour, can you believe? We will squeeze in another demo and then of course we'll get you voting. The vote on this show will be the vote for the demo of the show and day, because we've had 2 sale shows already today, so no demos as such. So we're guaranteed a Lily win, but which one will you be voting for? It will be a pick of, well, 4. But potentially 5. We'll see how we get on here. But we're going back to the Wisteria collection, which I know is a favourite of a lot of people's. It's proved so popular. Hence, again, why we have just a smaller selection from the original bundle available for you. £38.94, £51.70 is the price of this. However, today you've got that saving of £13.94 or £18.70. Platinum price is $20 or $26.40. It's a 35% saving if you want to go for this collection. Look at it. Look how beautiful the flower forming foam is that you've got here. Again, you're going to get 12 sheets, 3 different colours, 4 sheets of each. £20, $26.40, less your 15%. We also bring to you some of that gorgeous ribbon, which Lily used in the last demo, so 3 sets of your ribbon. You've got the beautiful edgeable as well, which is that trailing wisteria. And then 2 super handy and useful stamp and die sets, which of course will work with this collection and will work with any collection. If you just need a beautiful sentiment, then you've got it right there in die form. I love the font that you've got on the beautiful, and then you've also got all of those stamps then to be able to make up your own bespoke sentiment. So whether it's a beautiful birthday, whether you want to tell somebody life is beautiful, whether you want to tell somebody that they are beautiful, it's entirely up to you. And then of course you've got lots of ability to cross the 2 over as well, because you can have beautiful friends. You can use some of the stamps with this set as well, because you've got that friend in die form, and then again lots of different stamps to create that full sentence for whatever the occasion may be. And as we saw in the first demonstration, you're going to get that amazing 3D embossing folder as well. One of the very best, I think, that we do. That beautiful wisteria hanging around the window of what I would like to think is some sort of like stately home. It's got that sort of feel about it, hasn't it? And if you missed Lily's demo, there's the first one of the show actually. Do go back and watch that. It could just kind of prove to you how quick and easy you can make cards with these embossing folders. 3D no less as well. It's £17 if you're platinum. If you use that code Spring Sale 15 today. And you can take another about £3.90 off that price if you're in the US. So it comes down around about $22 for you. That's the code, available until midnight wherever you are, and then that's that done. And there'll be a brand new deal tomorrow, depending on where the wheel lands. So get your skates on if you want to get that extra 15% off today. Right, let us have a look at this set. Are you using the embossing folder again?
I could use it again.
Yeah.
No, I said I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't?
No. I've got to use what else? There's so many other lovely goodies to play with.
Okay, what are you going to use then?
Yes, let's go for the trailing wisteria, I think.
Oh, nice one.
We love this one because it's like one of our edgeable dies that we do here at Crafters Companion. And I say it time and time again, but I love an edgeable die because there's so many different concepts that you can do with them. So with this die, you've got that cutting edge along the bottom, but this area along the top actually has no cutting blade, so that stays in your cardstock. And what we're going to see with this particular card is that piece of cardstock at the top can be as long as you like. That's the brilliant thing about there being no cutting edge at the top. So we've taken some of our multi-purpose card, we've cut it down to about 11.5 by 6, we've scored at 6.5, so we've got that front section there. It doesn't quite meet the bottom edge, probably got about a couple of inches there, but we're going to cut our die into this piece here. So our die cutting machine, of course, we are using our fabulous Gemini, using the full size machine for this one. The smaller die, it will fit through your smaller machines. However, just because of the size of the piece of cardstock that we're cutting into, we do need our A4 plates. Now all we're doing is we're lining up our die face down, blade side down onto our multi-purpose card, and then we're just going to run that through our die cutting machine. A couple of pieces of low-tack tape, again as always, onto there. We've spent the time actually lining that die up, making sure that it's perfectly positioned. Don't then waste that time by not taping it down. Always make sure you tape your dies into position just to make sure they don't move. It only takes an extra second, and it just makes sure that you're going to get that perfect cut in exactly the right place every single time. Run that through our die cutting machine, and you'll notice that I cut on the, I can never remember what this is, the horizontal.
Horizontal, yeah.
I always get mixed up between them, horizontal. Now, so often with die cutting machines, and when it comes to die cutting, people will say, never ever cut, you know, against the rollers, you've got to have your die on that sort of side and all that sort of rubbish, let's be honest. It's just, oh, it's a faff, all that rubbish. With our Gemini, you know you've got that edge-to-edge pressure. You know you can cut a die like this, even an intricate die like this, along that top edge, so right up against the rollers, and you've got that clean cut every single time. How perfect is that? One pass through the die cutting machine, and you've got that gorgeous detail. Just need to snip away that bit there, creating your own card base. Now, just to speed this up a little bit, all I've gone ahead and done is I've cut the design exactly the same again, but I've just popped some acetate behind that section there.
Oh, nice.
Obviously that's not going to quite stand because we've got a larger section at the back. So just by bringing in that piece of acetate for the front there, that allows our card to stand nicely. just like so. So easy to actually create your own card bases just like that.
Yeah.
So we've got our acetate in the bottom. Now we're going to bring in some mats and layers. So we're using some of that, I have to say, I'm sorry, it is from the 6x6 paper
I think
pad.
many people will have it though, won't they, Lily?
Absolutely, and any other papers, I mean, these are floral designs at the end of the day. If you've got any sort of florally patterned papers, they'll work a treat with these. We do so many paper pads that have got those pink and purple tones in them. It doesn't just have to be the wisteria paper pad. Just have a little look, perhaps through some of your older paper pads. This was something I was saying actually the other day to one of our lovely viewers on Facebook. I'm trying really hard at the moment to use up some of my older paper pads. I have got hundreds of paper pads, I'll be honest. Hundreds, yeah, I've got a ridiculous amount. And it's got to the point where they are quite literally coming out my ears and I don't know where to put them all, so I'm like, right.
I think they're quite literally coming out of your ears.
Well, I hope not. Let
me have a look.
Just have a look, can you see them? Oh, thank goodness for that. That'll be the next. But yeah, I've got them absolutely everywhere and I'm thinking, do you know what, Lily? I know they're pretty, I know you love them, but they're no use just having them, looking at them, stroking them, cut into them. So I had to give myself a little bit of a talking to. I had to put my foot down with a firm hand, shall we say. And I said, right, the only way that I managed to reason with myself was that, right, well, if you use up some of your old ones, means you can buy new ones. So it's going to sort of defeat the object, but I am trying to use up some of my older paper pads, so you will see some of those designs coming through, I'm sure, in some of my samples and demos, if I manage to stick to the plan. But this is our Wisteria collection. Purple card on the front, and then you've got your mats and layers in the middle as well with your purple and your pattern paper. We're going to leave that to one side for just a moment. I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting to bring in some of the decoration for this card. Now, I know we don't have it available anymore, but if you did manage to get your timeless cameo, we're going to cut one of those out of some of our lovely purple cardstock. Same cardstock that we used for our mats and layers, just to keep everything tying together nicely. So we're going to tape that down onto our card. And then as well, we're going to use this gorgeous Friends Forever set. I absolutely love these. I know I say it time and time again, but there's something I think that's so sophisticated, so stylish about having sentiments where you actually build them yourself and you've got part of it stamped and part of it die cut. I think it gives you such a lovely effect. It gives you so many options as well. Are you going to use the dies on its own? Are you going to use the stamps on its own? Are you going to use them together? Maybe you can actually mix and match them with other sets you've already got in your collection. So many different options, and it just makes it that little bit more personalised, which I think is always lovely to have whenever you're creating your cards. Run that through our die cutting machine. Again, one pass through the machine, no jiggery pokery, no messing about, shimming this up and putting that down that side and all the rest of that. No, pressure of the Gemini, we know it's going to run through that machine. One pass through and you get that lovely finished result. And this die, this sentiment is so filigree. I think it's absolutely stunning. So delicate. Think about cutting it out of perhaps your watercolour card and even colouring it in. Perhaps you're going to get an ombre effect onto that. Looks great drop shadowed like we did on that first demo. How gorgeous is that out of our purple card? Absolutely love that. So filigree, but still very readable, which I think is fabulous, which is something else I absolutely love about that die. So that's our Friends. We've got our nesting die. So we're going to pop our nesting die onto that section there. We've also stamped some of our, I believe this is our Wisteria Blossom. Some of you may have that in your stash. So we're going to pop that into the centre of our cameo, just giving that a little bit of shape, just using our fingers to give it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more depth before we actually stick it down. We've stamped onto Nina and then we've coloured again using those fabulous tri-blend pens. We've used our lavender blend and also our yellow-green blend to colour that in. The way I chose my colours, of course, picking out those colourways that we've got in our papers. I always say it, but I tend to choose my papers first on my cardstock, and then I'll choose the colours of my pens or whatever medium I'm colouring from there. So add that into the centre. We're then going to layer that up onto our card base. Just need to be mindful of the fact that I don't want to add foam pads to that bottom section there, because that's, actually no, I'm lying, because we've got our acetate behind there. We can, of course, add our foam tape all over the back of this piece. So a little bit of foam tape onto the back of there for that extra bit of dimension. We'll have that onto there, I think, like so. Just making sure that I've got that nice and level and lined up. Move it ever so slightly, it's looking good to me. And then we've got our friends that we've already die cut. I think we're going to have that onto there. So with it being a nice detailed die cut, I'm going to bring in my dotty tape pen. Your tacky glue and your fine tip glue applicators would work perfectly for this as well, but just for speed, we're going to go straight ahead with our dotty tape pen. Do just take a little bit of care. It is super, super delicate and you don't want to rip it, but just a bit of adhesive onto there. And the brilliant thing about this is because it's so delicate, if you do want to sort of mould it and shape it and actually get it to go around a curve, you can absolutely do that because it is so fine and so filigree. You can bend it a little bit, which I think is fabulous. Then we've also got our Forever. We've just stamped that onto some white card, and then we're going to have that. Do you know what? I think we're going to go down onto that corner just like so. So we've got our Friends Forever on there, and then just to finish it off, rather than going for a bow, I have to say I was going to go for a bow, but I didn't have enough of the seam binding left. So just gone for a little knot, something a little bit different.
A little what?
A little knot.
Oh, a knot.
Knot. It's not a bow, it's a knot.
It's a knot.
Just to finish it off in that corner, something a little bit different. We always tend to go for our bows with our seam binding or our ribbon, but you can use your seam binding into your knots. Think a little bit different, and I love the fact that we've got that floating effect onto our card just like so.
When it's a bow, not a bow. When it's a knot. Hello from Florida, says Colleen Passardi. Hello. And Christine says, oh, that oval looks like a decorated Easter egg. It did look a little bit Eastery. Has everyone got Easter eggs and Easter on the mind, maybe? I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me just quickly take you through this mini selection that we've got once again, and then we will get a vote going for the demo of the show/day. One vote.
One vote only.
And that is it for the show/day, because it's the... what's that?
Oh,
Lily, you've already got one in this week, haven't you?
I think the sunflower one.
Your sunflower card. You did that sunflower embossed panel, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Yes, in fact.
When was that?
Yours is the only one up on the shelf. Where are the other four?
I've binned them, so no one else can win. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Before anyone says, I'm not really. I'm not.
She's only joking.
Joking, don't worry.
Or is she?
Ooh-hoo-doo-doo.
Are you on Sunday?
No.
Corinne and
I'll be watching. I'll be watching from home.
Do you know, it's going to be really, really tight on Sunday because you've already got three absolute crackers up there. And you've got the likes of Craig, Debbie Robinson, Leanne featuring, potentially Sarah in there as well. I mean, it is going to be tight. But Debbie's in. Is Debbie presenting or crafting? She's crafting, but she's going to hold some sway. I mean, her Roaring 20s craft along is amazing.
It is.
Are we a week early? No, it won't because... No, it won't because this is the last Sunday of March because a week on Saturday is April the 1st. So it is Sunday. It is Sunday. Anyway, it'll be up to you guys. Debbie will be pressing for that vote. It's going to be tight. I tell you what, some amazing projects. Anyway, this collection, your 12-piece flower-forming foam set. You're also getting that amazing embossing folder. Want an amazing demo with that? Go back to the start of the show where you'll see Lily using that set. Your seam banding ribbon is also included in 3 different colours. Plus, alongside that, you will get your trailing wisteria edgeable, which is the one that Lily has used in that last demo you've just seen. Plus, alongside that, the 2 most handy and really, really gorgeous stamp and die sets. So you've got your friends and all of those stamps to create your sentiments with, and then you've got your beautiful, again, with a whole host of different sentiments. Another brilliant card, Lily says. Pamela. Jean F says, very pretty. Really beautiful, says Thea. And the wisteria looks like a bunch of grapes, says Philip. I always say that. Could be wisteria, could be the glorious grapes as well. Shall we have a look at the cards, and then you can get your vote in. We'll take a quick break whilst you're doing it. So recap us, Lily, on all of your makes from the last hour and 45.
Absolutely. It's flown by, hasn't it? It feels like ages ago at the top of the show, though. Wisteria Collection was our very first demo, using that lovely embossing folder, bit of inking, bit of embossing. That's demo number 1 if you want to go for that one. Demo number 2 was our fabulous gnomes. Think a little bit different, those bright yellow tones. Loving that one. That is our demo number 2 with our gnomes. Demo number 3 went absolutely teeny tiny. A little 4x4 inch, using those whimsical lanterns from that Secret Garden collection. That's number 3. And then finally, our Wisteria collection for number 4, creating that acetate floating effect sort of card. Demo number 4, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Up to you, get those votes in.
George has gone 1, I like the nose, so I'm going 2. But it's up to you, we don't get a vote. Get voting, you've got about, let's give you 3 or 4 minutes, we'll have a quick break, we'll come back, we'll get you the vote result, and also we'll recap on some deals that you might yet not have seen, but get your vote in, and we'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at craft wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite potty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for all the love, the song love. Jeanette says, Ben, when does the album drop? Well, do you know what? We had a chat about this the other day, and I did say potentially, you know, we could do one as another freebie on a Ben Cartload in the future. I did mention it to Sarah the other day, and I'm not promising anything here, but she didn't say no. She was sort of like, oh, you quite like that. But I feel like there's 8 songs. I think we probably need another couple for the album, but it's potential. It could happen. It could happen. Watch this space. Right, I've got the result. Do you want that now? Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've lost it now. Where's it gone?
We did have the result.
All right, I got it.
Ooh, number 2. Woohoo! Slab, come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it over.
Are you putting it out there now?
Do I need to?
Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's no vote.
Woohoo!
There you go. Normally we go.
Vote again.
So now vote for demo of the day. Is it number 1 or number 1 or the robots in?
Number 1. What's it gonna be?
2. Oh, no, it's number 1. Obviously, this one goes up on the Crafty Walk of Fame. The good thing is, Lily, is that your card from earlier in the week and that there, all the others have disappeared.
How strange.
Like you said, so I don't know where they are. Maybe you won't find them in time for Sunday.
Oh no!
It is Friday night, so who knows? Right. Gnomes. Just to quickly show you what we have got left on the show. It's been very busy. Stock's been absolutely flying out the door. If you want to be able to recreate this a card, which is won this evening, you'll need what we've got left of the Gnomes collection. To be honest with you, we have got the best bits, I think, really. Loads of the great stamp and die sets. You've got the embossing folder and stencil set in there too. £24, $32 on a set which should be almost £70, over $80. And don't forget, if you buy this tonight, you will get that extra 15% off the price at the price anywhere on the screen. So off £30 or $40 for £24 if you're platinum, or $32 or whatever your price is within Club Inspire. Take off another 15%, but only up until midnight tonight when that deal drops off. So you've got your Gnome Boy, that is the stamp, die and stencil set. So you can have a load of fun with that, really personalise that gnome for whatever the occasion might be. I was thinking earlier on as well, actually, we saw them in yellow for the first time. You know, if you've got kids who are into their football and things like that, you could create a little team of, like, you know, football gnomes, couldn't you, for like little birthday cards and stuff like that, and dress them up in the different strips that you've got with the stencils. So much fun and creativity you can have with these. There is your little girl gnome, the girl gnome Svetlana. Again, you can personalise her. She can be around the campfire, having a burger, doing the watering in the garden. You can even stick some wings on her as well and make her into a gnome fairy. Then you've got the accessory set. So this is the wheelbarrow. It's got the watering can. You've got your little gnome home sign, little picnic basket in there too. Then you've got the swing. So you can put your gnomes on the swing, and then the other characters that you've got as well, which is kind of cute. You've got your stamp sentiment set. Like I said earlier on, this is perfect because you've actually got in there the ability to not only use this with your gnomes, because you've got gnome specific sentiments, but you've got things like happy birthday, wish you were here, which you can use right across a whole variety of projects. There's your gnome caravan in stamp and die form. And last but by no means least, you've got that beautiful embossing folder and stencil collection. £24, $32 is your platinum price, less your 15%. What a deal. And what a show. That is it from me. I am back with you on Monday. Lily, you are in just tomorrow?
Just tomorrow, yeah, all day tomorrow. I'm presenting alongside the lovely Corinne. She's got a fabulous craft along coming up. Really excited about that. Shimmering pads. So if you've not got those yet, tune in tomorrow. We've got an incredible craft for all things Spectrum Raw, so you're going to want to tune in. I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. Can't wait. Where's that wheel going to land?
Ooh, who knows? And talking about fun and games, you've got to play your crafts right as well, haven't you?
Oh, blooming heck.
What's the game, do you know?
See, I'm not allowed to know because the guys through in the office create the game and they had to do it when I was out of the room. When I was producing yesterday, they were creating it, so I don't even know what it is.
It was anagrams last Saturday.
I can't do anagrams, so...
This one's better. Are you allowed to say, George, any hints or not?
I don't know. Oh, can we say?
Ah, so where's Wally, apparently? Who's the Wally?
Well.
Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. Listen, make sure you're getting those baskets checked out. Make sure you come back tomorrow because 2 more days of the wheel being spun. Will it be 15%? Will it be triple points? Who knows? You'll have to tune in the morning. It could be any of those 7 things. And of course, there'll be loads of fun and games across the weekend too. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Make sure you shop the spring sale. All the details there on the website for you. Massive thank you to team today as well. And thank you to Grace for this evening. Also to Tracy and Johnny and George. And of course, Lily. I'll see you back here on Monday. Lily, we'll see you here tomorrow for another fun day at Crafters TV. Until then, bye for now.